The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
Fore!
Welcome, friends, to Golf is a Four-Letter Word, the show that gives you the inside scoop on the best public courses in New England and other golf hotspots. So whether you're a worm burner or a total ace, join us at the 19th hole while we talk all things golf. Now approaching the tee box, your hosts, Craig and Jeanine Dufton.
Good morning, all, and welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome. Thank you guys for being in the audience. Everyone's on their phones in the audience, and it's okay.
The usual world.
It's all right. Everybody's on their
all
phones.
right.
I'm on
We're
my
fine.
phone because I couldn't get my notes to come up
not
on my tablet. But we have a great guest today, friend of mine, and also another realtor, Chris Pascoe.
Morning.
Welcome here. And,
Thank you.
We're on the tee with you, even though you don't have a golf outfit on. You got more of
Nope.
the better part of the more fun
Yes.
part of your life outfit on.
Yep.
So I don't, you and I have been friends, but we're not like close friends. I just wanted to describe you though as I know you. all
Okay.
right? And I want you to
Should be interesting.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I follow you on Facebook. You're a pretty successful real estate agent. Here it is. All right, and this is why he's going to be on our podcast. These are my descriptions of him: husband, father, son, friend, realtor, combat veteran, golfer, biker, philanthropist. How's
Sure.
that? All
Yeah.
right. We're done here.
Philanthropist.
Thank you for coming to our show.
Like
all right.
it.
Gives a little flair at the end.
All right.
Nice. Philanthropist. I like it.
No, I love it. So,
Young, healthy, and ready to go.
so this is
right?
our Elk.
Yeah.
This is our Elk Mortgage Team soundstage. You work with the Elk Mortgage Team.
do.
Josh Frias.
Yep.
And he is a great sponsor of our show. And I just wanted to welcome you here. We're gonna talk some golf. We're gonna talk some Passaconaway. We're gonna talk about some vets.
Cool.
And your involvement in that. And first
Yep.
of all, for everybody in the studio, thank you for everything you've done for our country. It's a bad time for Afghanistan this week,
It is.
as you understand, but we wanted to thank you personally. And why don't you
Thank
just tell
you.
everybody a little bit about yourself, Chris? Where you're from? Growing
Sure.
up in New Hampshire, Massachusetts. Where you go?
Yep. So I actually grew up in Litchfield. I actually lived on. It's now the first hole at Passaconaway. It used to be the 10th hole.
Really?
So yep. So grew up in Litchfield. Moved to New Jersey for a couple years. Moved back to Litchfield in like 4th grade and stayed there through high school. Joined the service when I was 17. Got out after somehow, I don't know how, but I graduated my junior year, and I was just like, couldn't get out of Litchfield fast enough. So joined the Marine Corps, did 4 years in the Marines, did a tour to Afghanistan in 2012. Definitely sucks what's going on this week with all that stuff going
Absolutely.
on. But, so yeah. Other than that, I got out of the service. I worked for heavy equipment. I worked on heavy equipment and diesel engines for like 5 years. And then I just said, screw it, and I became a realtor. Just jumped right in.
You can say whatever you want on this podcast.
I'm going to
We don't have
try
any
not to cuss, but
Yeah, we don't have any really,
Are you a
except for my
I tend
except
to
for
not
my
even
mom
notice.
in the audience.
I'll apologize in advance if I do. I try
no
not
mom,
to. But
no mom jokes. No to your mom jokes either. Okay?
Yeah, I don't have a bleep button, so.
Yeah,
All right.
there's no bleep button here, but let's you grew up in Litchfield. We're a golf podcast, and
Yep.
there was a reason why I had you on the podcast.
Yep.
Tell us about your experience in Litchfield. The good experiences with golf.
Yeah.
You sounds like you were
Yeah.
raring to go. Not everybody graduates from high school. Not everybody wants to graduate, go on to college. And,
Right.
there are different forms, and
Yep.
people get there in their own ways.
Yeah, I
you
was
know?
just very independent, so I just kind of wanted to get out and do my own thing. I didn't want to live under my mom and stepdad's rules, and I just wanted out. But it was nice. I think we moved to the house on the golf course. I was probably like 11 or 12, if I had to guess.
Yep.
My dad played in league at Passaconaway, so sometimes I'd tag along with him and just ride in the cart. And so I had a lot of involvement there. And then I actually got it wasn't my first job, was down the road, but it was, to me, my first real good job, and it was washing golf carts there. I did that for 2 years, and then I worked maintenance there for 2 years, cutting grass and greens. And
See the difference
Honestly-
between
That's fun,
the
though.
difference between a generation, right? It's a real good job is washing golf carts.
yeah, it
Like-
was the best.
Yeah.
Well, you know
I
why it
want-
was good, Craig? Because I got
Happy.
free freaking golf, man. Couldn't
Yeah.
beat it. But even before I worked there, so I was probably 14 or 15 when I started there. But before that, there'd be nights, it'd be like 5, 6 o'clock, nobody teeing off. I'd
Yeah.
just kind of skip across the road and go play 10. It used to be 10, 11, 15, 18. I would
Nice.
just play 4 holes, and they never really busted my chops. A couple times they came out and they're like, what are you doing out here? And I'm like, oh, nothing.
I'm looking for my cat.
Yeah, seriously. Actually, you
I don't have
mentioned
my
that
clubs with
when I
me.
moved home from the service, I stayed at my parents' house for like maybe 4 or 6 weeks before my apartment was ready. my dog literally would run away, and he would just go across the street to the golf course. They called me probably 5 times in that month period. Hey, your dog's on the course again. He would just walk with the golfers. He'd end up all the way down by like the 3rd and 4th hole, walking up 3A with the golfers, just doing his thing. He's a chocolate lab, red-nosed pit mix.
Oh,
yeah,
my God.
He's an old man now. He's gonna be 9 soon.
Oh, that's
but
so sweet.
so growing up there was awesome. It gave me the ability to practice a lot for free. Anytime I drove home, I'd pretty much stop and chip and putt for an hour, pretty much every day. I was unbelievably good, and it makes me so mad how bad I am now.
No, you should have practiced.
Because I play all the time, and I'm still nowhere near what I used. But I used to play 18 or 36 holes every single day. On the weekends, me and Frank, he was one of the guys who worked in the pro shop, we'd go out and play 36 holes in 4 hours. From 8 in the morning till noontime, and then go work after that.
So how old were you then?
Oh, awesome.
Between 14, 15, 16, and 17.
Did you ever play on the golf team?
I did play on the golf team in high school. So I played in my freshman year, my sophomore year. My junior year, actually working at the golf course, I actually cut my middle finger, and I needed like 11 stitches in my finger. It was pretty brutal. And that, of course, happened in probably August timeframe. So by the time the season we're getting ready for playoffs, my finger was just about healed, but my coach he didn't want to put me in. So when the state championship came, he took the 3 other kids to go or whatever, and they all played horrible. Well, I played golf that day too, and I think I shot like 2 over par, which would have placed me to go to the next round.
Nice.
So I went up to him the next day. I'm like, hey, how'd everybody do? And he goes, horrible. Everybody was horrible. I'm like, oh, I shot a 37 yesterday, so just so you know. And he's like, really? Come on.
Nice.
So, but golf was fun. But then I obviously I skipped out on senior year, which whatever, it is what it was. So that was
you don't seem traumatized by it.
No, it would have been fun to stay looking back on it, but I mean, I also don't think it would have changed anything either.
No regrets.
So your dad signed off on you to go into
So it was funny because
military. Do they still have to do that at 17?
Yeah. So it was funny because my dad did 15 years in the Army, and he was medically retired, and then I thought for sure, I'm like, oh, my dad will sign off all day, and my mom is going to be the one I have to convince. So my dad was actually putting off the meeting with the recruiter, putting it off, and I finally got him to come to my mom's house, and we all sat down, and my mom signed off, and my dad wouldn't do it.
Really?
He wouldn't sign off. So it took him like a week or so, and and then he finally came around and signed off. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was 17 and a half when I joined.
Wow, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
Why not the Army? Why the Marines versus the Army? Well, I know the answer now.
Well, we have a Marine in our family, too.
I want you to try to think back then. So,
you know what? Ever since I was a little kid, me and one of my best friends I grew up with, we both just wanted to join the Marine Corps. I don't know why. They just always kind of had this like prestigious look.
See, this
to them.
This is where I believe in reincarnation. Okay, because like I think that Marines they just put your soul right back into somebody
another
else,
Marine,
send you back down again.
Yeah.
Like, no, your work's not done yet, dude. You got plenty of time to rest.
Yeah.
Let's go. Because our Bill, who's in the audience with us, his grandson is a lieutenant. Was a lieutenant colonel?
Wow.
Son-in-law. Sorry. What did I say?
I don't know.
Whatever. He's got a grandson.
Son-in-law.
Whose father is a lieutenant colonel. I'm sorry today. I have one of these days where I need like 37 hours, and I don't have it today.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're the same way.
Yes.
So he's been in the Marine Corps. We had the pleasure of going down to Camp Lejeune.
Oh my God, that was
we
great.
brought our kids down to Camp Lejeune when he was an officer, and we got to stay in the officers' barracks on the
fancy.
beach. On the beach, we
of
rented
course.
those little
Yeah.
cabins on the
Yep.
beach, and I'm like, oh, these officers are living pretty nice.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
All the ships
and the
came
firing
in on the
range is right
beach.
down the street.
So
I don't know if you've
cool.
been to Lejeune or
Oh,
you
yeah.
were at Lejeune, but they were firing right at us, not right at us, but the helicopters going over us. It was a great week. It was so cool.
It's a huge base, so there's a lot going on there.
Nothing makes you feel safer than 85,000 Marines around you. There's nothing.
I was
more.
stationed in South Carolina, but we did used to go on field ops for 3, 4, 5 weeks at a time up in the Lejeune area. Sometimes we'd go to Lejeune, sometimes we'd go down to, oh God, it was an Army base outside of Savannah. I can't even recall what it was. I want to say Fort.
Really?
No, Bragg's up in Fayetteville, but and it's not Bennington. It's further than that. It was, whatever it was. So yeah, we'd go there for field ops and just go, play Marines in the woods for 3 weeks at a time. Always
Did you
a great time.
Get to play any golf down there? Did you play any
You know
golf
what? Actually,
in your service time?
I kind of wish I played more golf in my time in service. I had one of my close friends that I deployed with. We found out after deployment that we both played golf. So me and him played a couple times. Played on Paris Island, which is a really cool course.
Yep.
You know, it's cool to be on Paris Island playing golf. So I played a few times. Actually, I did.
All the other stuff on Paris Island.
Yeah, the other stuff not so much fun. But what was really cool is actually one day we were having our Friday safety brief, and my gunnery sergeant said, "Hey, if there's anybody who plays golf, come see me after this." So I approached him and I said, "Yeah, I play golf." And he goes, "All right, cool." He goes, "We're looking for X amount of Marines to go to this big corporate golf tournament event thing. It'll be good for networking and yada yada yada." So they interviewed a bunch of younger Marines. So I actually had to go to like the command sergeant major, which, you know, I'm like a little like Lance Corporal, like, "Oh, hey, good morning." He put his pants on same way I did this morning, one leg at a time. That's what he was going to think of it. Like, so I went up and talked to him. He ended up being wicked cool. We were just kind of shooting the breeze, and so I got selected to go, and it was all the CEOs from Tyson, Sunny Delight, you know, all these big corporate America companies. Yeah, and it was really cool. So I got to meet a bunch of people. I'm actually still friends with Paul Chappa. He does it's fish. It's friends. It's a military group. I'll pull it up real quick.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go to a break in a little bit, and you can take a look at it.
Perfect.
So
Awesome.
let's talk just about couple of more minutes on Passaconaway.
Yeah.
Favorite hole there?
Favorite hole would.
I mean, it's a great track.
It's a fun track.
Yeah.
The front is very challenging, whereas the back is pretty wide open. You can pretty much hit it anywhere. I'd say if I had
a lot longer though.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's very long. A lot of the par fours, really, your driver 5-iron, 6-iron in every even with a good drive. So, if I had to guess, I would say I want to call it 5, but now it would be 14. It's a long par 5 that goes along the farm on the right side.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So it's just a beautiful farm
straight par
country.
5 with the out of bounds all the way down.
All the way down the right.
Nice.
Yep. And I mean, you can be left all day. There's, I don't know, 3 other fairways.
Ask Craig how he knows that there's out of bounds on the right hand side. Been there.
Yeah, hitting a provisional.
Yeah, it's a great course. We'll talk a little bit more about it, but we're going to go to a break with Elk Mortgage. They're going to do a commercial for us.
Cool.
We'll be back in a minute. We're taking the turn with Chris Pascoe. We'll see you on the back nine.
And your home loan is closed.
Thanks for making this happen.
We're one of the top military lenders for a reason.
After all you've done to get me approved, you're my hero.
Oh, thanks, but you're the hero.
Coming?
I think my work is done.
Still my hero.
So get started with Elk Mortgage Team today. Call Josh Frias on 603-714-2438 or visit elkmortgageteam.com.
Oh, am I back? Oh, now I'm back. There I am.
There we go.
I thought I was back, but
You're almost
you know,
back.
I'm in
Now we're back.
the first day out of the Matrix for me. So back here with Chris Pascoe. You're with Remax Real Estate.
Yep.
And you've been there, like 4 years, 5 years?
Yeah,
now?
almost 5 years.
Yeah. And you and I 7 years for me. So we're kind of right in the same time frame in in real estate. So it's how do you I have to say that, you know, the Facebook posts that you do and the work that you do as a veteran and your focus with working with veterans, I have to give you, you know, I got to give you props, man. I love the little New Hampshire signs that you do.
Yep.
When he sells a
have to
house
check it
with
out.
his clients, you got to go into his Facebook page. He sells a client a house in New Hampshire, and he'll put their branch of the military on this wooden, like, is it cutting board?
Yeah, it's not even a cutting board. It's just a wall decoration.
Wall decoration.
So
Okay.
it's just a inch thick piece of wood that's cut out in the shape of New Hampshire, and then we'll engrave we'll either do a wood burning or I forget what the other tool is, but we'll cut it out, and it'll just be either an Army Star or the Eagle Globe and Anchor or whatever branch it was. We'll put the name of the branch underneath. For my buddy Doug, he was a retired sergeant major. So that's actually kind of funny because I forgot to pick up the sign it's a guy who lives in Ware. JFK Designs. He makes really, really good signs. So I went to go pick up the sign before the closing. So I was kind of like rushing around and running late. So I just ran there, picked up, didn't even look at it.
So it's a gift?
He spelled his name wrong.
Oh, no.
So it was Doug Walls, and he put the Wills family.
Oh, no.
So, of course, we get to the closing. My daughter, Layla, is with me. I make her kind of hold the sign, and we walk in. We're like, hey, here you go. And he looks at it, and mind you, he's 30-year retired sergeant major from the Army. He's like, that's really nice, buddy, but we're not the Wills family. And I look at it, and he's like, to this day, he's like, your face was priceless. I'm like, the one sign I needed to not be messed up.
Right.
So James took care of it. He made it right. And actually, Doug doesn't even hang the Walls family up. He has the Wills family hung up in the wall, in the living room, because there's a good story behind it.
Absolutely. There's always a good story.
So that's the ongoing joke. They're always ragging on me about that.
That's good.
So yeah,
Friends forever.
So when I bought my first house, I wasn't a realtor. I was still turning wrenches, and when I became a real estate agent, I shadowed my aunt Kathy Snyder, who absolutely crushes it. I shadowed her for like 2 weeks nonstop, and I went to closings, showings, listing appointments, coffee meetings, everything.
Yep.
And I was just amazed at how much she did, and I'm like, my realtor didn't do any of this. My realtor didn't know anything about the VA loan. I didn't know anything about the VA. Like it was looking back, like it wasn't a bad experience, but it wasn't great either.
Right.
She actually no-showed an appointment for a contractor one time, and it was just like, kind of was like not the greatest experience. So when I decided to become a realtor and I followed Kathy around, I was like,
it's another thing we have in common. Kathy was
Sounds
my
very-
trainer at Keller Williams when
Was
she
she?
was still with Keller Williams. So
she's a gold.
She's top notch.
She's a golden,
Shout out to Kathy Snyder out
yeah,
there.
Seriously, she's
Yeah.
an absolute rock star. So I just took everything she said and filed it, and
she does
that
a
really
great job.
helped me, kind of jump to the levels of success that I did right out of the gate.
That's good.
Was a lot was due to her. So that was nice. So, but everybody kept saying, "You got to find your niche. You got to find your niche." And I'm like, "Well, I'm a veteran, and I want to help people use their VA loans," because the more I started talking to veterans who use their VA loan, the more I heard what a bad experience they was, or they got ripped off through Veterans United, Navy Federal,
Right.
USAA those are like the three worst places you could honestly get a mortgage from. Go through somebody like Josh Frias at Elk Mortgage. He's a local guy. He knows VA loans in and out. He's been not only my go-to lender, but my go-to VA lender since I've been doing this.
Right.
So it just kills me to hear about all these big companies who are like, we take care of the veteran, and really they charge discount points, and your closing costs are $10,000 more than they should be, and people don't know any better.
Right.
It happens all the time, and to me,
now
it's
they
just
do,
not
Chris.
okay.
Now this is forever on the internet.
Right.
Thanks to Chrissy and her magic.
Yeah.
After the
Wow.
show, it will
Yep.
be forever on the internet.
Oh, that's
Perfect.
wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, as a
Taking care
veteran,
of your
who
brothers.
better to listen to? If you're listening out there, and you're thinking about USAA, or you're thinking about, should I use this realtor or that realtor? I mean, feel free to look at a couple different realtors.
Totally.
You may not gel with someone, or I've turned people over to other people because I felt they might be a better fit. And,
exactly.
It's generational thing. It could be a age gap. It could be anything.
Right.
Could just be anything.
Maybe you just don't click.
Yeah.
You just don't mesh.
And I think it's important, though. I think it's the most important thing to help our veterans. And I admire what you do on your free time. So we're gonna spend the rest of our podcast talking about your brothers.
Sure.
All right, and talking about your brothers from all branches.
Yep.
Because your club doesn't. It's not just Marines.
Right.
Your club. Let's talk about your the VMC.
Yep. So I ride in a veterans motorcycle club. It's called the American Vets VMC. We're based out of Goffstown, and basically our mission is to help veterans in any way that we can in our local community. So in the past couple of years, we've helped donate money towards things such as drilled wells. Last fall, we had that really bad drought last year.
Yep.
A gentleman had a dug well. He started a GoFundMe. And we don't like to go through GoFundMe because they take a cut and stuff like that. So,
Oh,
but
they do? I
but
didn't
if
know
we
that.
so if we if we see a GoFundMe that we all vote on and agree on, and we do like to vet and verify the veterans in need or whatever the case is, but just to make
Awesome.
sure that they're actually struggling and actually need the help. We don't want to just be donating to
So
people
you
who
don't care.
need it.
You don't care what the help is.
You have to
No,
check
You
that.
we
just
pretty
wanna-
much
you-
do
you wanna
anything.
help-
One thing we
you wanna
don't
help.
really do is we kind of stay away from car repairs. That's kind of like one of our big things. But we've helped with because my buddy Justin, who's a Marine vet as well, he owns an excavation company. So we've helped with septic systems and drainage pipes, wells. mortgage payments, rent payments, anything like that. So Christmas is our big
wonderful.
time of the year. Last year, I think we spent over $2,500 on, I think it was 9 different kids. So 3 families and that's
Awesome.
That's a challenge in itself, is finding people who need it. Because especially veterans, we're like the largest group of people who just don't ask for help ever. Like,
Right.
There's
Yep.
too much pride. We won't ask for help. So we have to find these people who really need it by networking and talking to people in our community who might say, hey, we know somebody who could really benefit from that this year.
And they're too proud to speak up.
Exactly.
And even
exactly.
that, they're going to be, a lot of times, they're too proud to take it.
Right.
You
Right. I
get
mean,
to
but
go to the next level.
it's the cool. I'm gonna get goosebumps now that talking about it. I mean, we have them come into our clubhouse and we say, "This is for your family." And I mean, we've had
show.
dads in tears, like, "Oh my God, thank you!" Like, we just actually got a text. I got a text from one of the families we helped last year. The mom had texted me, and she said, hey, we would like to, we don't have much to give, but we want to donate back to you guys, this year for helping us last year. Here are some
That's
pictures
so
of our,
sad. So nice.
we bought some newborn stuff. They had a baby on the way. She sent us pictures of the baby who has since been born and is happy and healthy. And so it's
Very
just
positive.
so cool to see the gratitude and, how much impact that we truly make on veterans in
More
our
than
community.
you realize, I'm
right.
sure.
Well, I'm going to share a story with you too, because I was talking with, I think Bill and I were at Old School where we were sitting there having lunch, and I met one of your brother,
Yeah.
Johnny, right?
Yep.
And I said, well, why don't you come on? He's like, oh no, I'm not. He goes, Pasco's the one you need to get on the. And what do they call you? They don't call you Pasco.
No, they call me Pasco.
They do? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Really?
So he's like,
I'm the treasurer
Pasco's
for the club,
one
so
that you
they
need to.
They kind of call me like cheap and like
Cheap?
They like to call me. I'm not going to say it what they call me behind closed doors, but
Not on
maybe it's probably not the best thing to say. But they kind of rag on me for being cheap, but I'm really not cheap actually. I'm really good at spending money. Probably too good at spending money for my own good.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the club and the nonprofit, I'm very to the book on hey,
Gotta be.
because there are other organizations out there who are nonprofits.
Yeah.
Who
Are not
they
that
have a board who takes 25 or 30% of the total earnings, and it's like, how are you a nonprofit? You have people profiting.
Right.
That's not a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Granted, the law says
Defeats
you
the
can do
purpose.
that,
Right.
but it's like, come on. I think the only percentage that if you raise $1 million, you're only actually required to donate like $250. That's it. The rest can go to marketing and expenses and salary. Everybody can take.
Wow.
I think, because what were we talking about the other day?
We call
There
that
was-
the politician's effect.
I think
That's
it's a
the-
25% or 20% you can take as salary.
Yeah. Right.
So if you
Crazy.
So we're doing a September 11th, 20th year anniversary car and motorcycle memorial up in Laconia at High Octane Saloon up to Fun Spot, and so the proceeds for that are going to go to Tunnels to Towers Foundation,
Yep.
which we looked into them, and they did like $40 million in 2019, but they have 12 people on the board. They could all rate $1 million paycheck, a salary throughout the year, and none of them take a dime. So out of their $42 million
Awesome.
that they did,
Yeah, we
like
donate
30,
to that. We donate to that every month.
37 million of it went back directly to. Then they pay off mortgages for veterans, people who are affected by 9/11. They build smart homes. I mean, they do
Awesome.
all
They do
kinds
some
of
great
great
work.
stuff. So
They do some great work. I see them on the news all the time.
they're an awesome
They're always
foundation.
coming on to donate, to show their,
Yep.
to get out there in front of people to show.
Totally.
It's a great. I mean, it's $20 a month.
Right.
We give $20 a month.
Yep.
To Tunnels to Towers,
Yep.
and I think it's because it's Stephen Hiller. Is it Stephen Hiller?
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great organization.
It is.
So tell everybody what's coming up for your organization. I know. And how are you raising money? What are your fundraisers that you do?
So throughout the year we do various events. We do motorcycle rides. We've done car shows. Car shows isn't really our forte, but we partner with another nonprofit, Jack Customs. They're actually they're behind the state police the last 2 years for donations to Toys for Tots. So Jeff is a Marine vet. We served around the same time frame. I think he joined a year or two after I did, but he's an outstanding individual, and so we've kind of partnered with him. We did a car show with him. We've sponsored their car show that they do every year. I've sponsored it on behalf of myself since year one, but this was our second year sponsoring it. So we kind of try to do stuff with them and join up with them. But we do a lot of raffles. We like to do gun raffles. But we've done grills. We've done snowboards, snowboarding tickets, ammo raffles when there was an ammo shortage.
Well, you need
ammos
for your
You got to
guns.
have ammo for your guns, right?
You got to have ammo for your gun,
and
right?
we're a military veteran base, so, it's kind of fitting to do those types of raffles. But anything that we raise goes directly back into the community one way or the other. We don't really have expenses.
How many members do you have?
We're pretty small. We're a small group. We were a little bit bigger, but at the end of the day, we're focused on quality over quantity.
Yeah.
So some people felt it was in their best interest to kind of move on, and that's fine. So right now we're about 7 members deep. Sadly, I'm the last Marine left. We have actually we have a prospect who's a Marine, so he's a good kid. So I'm not the only one, but it's all the rest is all Army guys. And we're open to other branches. We just don't have anybody from other branches. So
are you saying there's no Navy motorcycle guys? No Navy.
Not in our club. No.
Or Air Force.
Nope. And no coasties either.
No coasties
so I have
either.
a coastie.
Right, challenge.
I have a coastie. I'm trying to get on board, but I don't know.
I love how he
get
calls
them.
them coasties.
Nothing. Hey, honestly, props to the people who do Coast Guard because swimming is no
All
joke.
His grandson's in the Coast
Swimming is
Guard
no
Academy.
Freaking joke, and the training that they do is some of those guys is pretty next level. So
Yeah, you've had your experience with swimming.
I have,
With a
yeah,
pack
and
on,
swimming swimming with a pack,
The
full
amazing
camis,
shape.
boots. It's exhausting.
I
Would you
can't
do it
even
again?
Imagine.
My time in service?
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, wouldn't trade it for the world.
Really?
Yep.
I love that.
Yep. So, it's like the whole time I'm in, I'm like, God, I can't wait to get out. Can't wait to get out. But then, honestly, I would flip-flop back and forth to I'm going to re-enlist and do 20 years, and I'm like, no, I want to get out tomorrow. And I'd probably changed my mind 1,000 times, especially the last couple months. And I'm glad I got out. I'm glad I served. I wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't have my kid. I wouldn't be where I am today had I stayed in. My life would be very, very different. But it was arguably the best experience of my life, which really helped shape me into the person that I am today. So
All right.
wouldn't trade it for
Love
that.
Any questions for the you guys out there? No? Audience? No? Chrissy? You've been awful quiet.
I know.
Does that mean we're doing all right?
been
Yeah,
Is
you're
that-
doing
is
fine.
that
You
because
don't need
because I'm
my help
talking too
today.
much?
No,
you're
we love guests that
She
talk.
interrupts,
Yeah.
a
No,
line, so
I mean, there's-
you're wonderful.
There's 10 pressing questions that
I think
can't
so.
wait to get
I think so.
to.
So, Chris, we have a segment of our show. We're going back to golf now.
Okay.
And it's called Pressure Putts.
Okay.
All right. And Chrissy, are we ready to
Oh,
roll
yeah,
this
you
today?
ready for this?
We're trying
You
a new
ready?
On the spot.
we're trying a
There it
new
is.
we're trying some new sound.
new
It's going to
drop.
be really cool.
All right. It's time for Pressure Putts,
right.
a segment where we tee up 10 rapid-fire questions and see if our guests can make par. Pressure Putts brought to you by United Compressor and Pump, the experts in industrial compressor and pump installation, maintenance, repairs, and sales. They deliver competent, quick, and incomparable compressor and pump service for commercial and industrial customers in New England. Call United Compressor and Pump today on 603-552-5885. And now, here's today's Pressure Putts.
Are you ready, Chris Pascoe? You ready?
I'm not.
All right. They're not hard. Ready?
Okay.
Best place you've ever golfed?
Probably Atkinson. Actually, no, I just played Red Tail over the weekend.
In
Devon's.
the whole world, you're going to say Atkinson Country Club.
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
Atkinson's a beautiful course. No,
All right.
but Red
All
Tail,
right.
Red Tail in Devon's was a lot of fun this past weekend with my dad.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it. All right. We're moving on. Number 2, favorite golfer?
Tiger Woods.
All right. Best golf score you've had for 9 or 18?
Probably 77 on 18.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right. Hot dogs, mustard or ketchup?
mustard.
All right. You can stay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is a segment of the show where we throw you out.
Yeah.
Because Janine,
I like
Janine's the
ketchup
one
'cause I'm a
representative
Frenchie, so.
of ketchup. All right. Longest you've driven on your motorcycle?
Like on one trip,
Yeah.
probably 1,100, 1,200 miles.
All right. Favorite beverage after golfing?
Ice cold beer, or Tito's and lemonade.
Highest price home you've sold?
$875.
Favorite club in your bag?
My 8-iron.
Boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Favorite local golf course besides Passaconaway?
Local. You already kind of asked me that one.
You want Atkinson on that one?
I'll say Red Tail for the first one
All
and
right.
Atkinson for the last
All
one.
right.
I haven't really golfed many places outside of New England. to
I
be
know. I
honest.
was hoping you were going to say like you're like in Kabul. You hit
Yeah,
you hit
no,
golf balls or something
no.
like that. Well, you made it anyways. You got through our pressure putt
All right,
segment.
cool.
You Yeah, there you go. A little round of applause. Give him a little Happy Gilmore, too. In the hole. No?
He gets a clap.
Just a clap for that
He
one?
gets a clap.
All right, made par. I appreciate it having you here today.
Absolutely. Thanks
It was
for
a great
having me.
A lot of
podcast
fun.
with you.
I'm glad I got to know
We
you.
have a segment that we do where all of our guests kind of share with us one of their favorite quotes. So this quote is being brought to you by Scott's Roofing, our buddies over at Scott's Roofing. Visit them in scottsroofing.com. What's their phone number? I apologize. Is it down below there, Scott's Roofing? Do I have their phone number?
Well, we want Scott's.
I apologize,
We
Scott,
do.
Sean, Darby. I forgive
Sean
you.
and
Forgive
Darby,
me.
great people.
ScottsRoofing.com. They're the best. If you need them to, they'll do your roof quickly and easily. So
Treat you like family.
let's hear. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to use that now.
So my
They
quote
do.
is kind of it's one. It's short and simple, but
Yeah.
it's really could be said as two. But thoughts become things, or we become what we think.
I like it.
So it's based off of the law of attraction
I like that.
and The Secret. Have you guys seen
I
The
think
Secret?
that's the.
Yep.
Isn't
I love The Secret.
Dalai.
I do too.
Isn't it the Dalai
And then
Lama?
there's
Or
the-
no, the Buddha said that we
I
are.
think it
all
was,
one,
yes.
right?
After it,
The
too.
Buddha. See?
Yeah,
I'm up on
the
my
power.
quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Nice.
I
She
got 'em all,
knows.
yep.
She knows.
Yeah. Power
Yep.
of positive thinking.
That's it.
I'm definitely into that.
I appreciate you coming today, man. I appreciate all the work your club does. I think it's so cool. You shout out to your guys on Saturday, right? August 21st. You're going to have.
Oh yeah, we have the car show for Matt Riley, who unfortunately lost his life earlier this year on his motorcycle.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Where is
and
it?
thank you, Matt Riley,
The
for
car
your
show?
service.
We have
You-
the details. It's at oh god, you put me on the spot.
all right. We got-
It's at
that's okay. We can look it
it's-
up.
Go to
yeah,
your
we
Facebook
have
page.
it on the Facebook page.
Yep.
It's in
Trying to promote it.
American
say LaBelle
American
Winery
Vets
or
VMC.
something.
Oh, okay.
is your-
I don't remember
is
the
your
Bell
Facebook.
Facebook.
Wineries and
It's a car.
111.
It's a car show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
can't-
in Guilford, right?
I don't think so.
That's
We'll
right.
get
You
you
get-
the information.
Yeah.
We'll put it on our
Yeah, definitely,
podcast.
'cause
or
If you
Facebook
look,
People
if
love
you look
car
in our
shows.
description, I have all the links to Chris's Facebook. I got the VMC Facebook in there, so just click in the description below.
Awesome.
Go to their Facebook page; they'll have all the details.
See, this is
there.
why you need a realtor, and this is why you need a producer.
That's what I do.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you need a realtor, call Chris or me.
And
If you like
need a
Chris
producer,
better than me, call Chris.
Call
You
me.
need a mammogram, you can come see me.
If you need a
There you go.
mammogram, you need
we're
your
like a full service team here.
you need your
General.
boobs
Yeah, we do
squeezed.
it all. We do it all.
Thank you so much for visiting us today.
Sorry, I
Thank
had
you
to
guys
put
for
that
being
in.
with us, Mom and Dad. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, Mom and Bill.
your
Sorry,
brother's
Bill.
so mad at you right now.
I apologize. He is gonna f and
We'll
kill
say
me.
goodbye on that
So,
one.
Yeah.
hey, may your swing be straight and your ball fly far. May your score be blessed with no worse than par.
Let's
See you
guys.
soon.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.